All right, here we are, hanging out. Lamar Simpson, John Robert Quinn, the guy who builds talk shows coast to coast, creator of GRQ TV, and this is Sheepdog Defense, Sheepdog Self-Defense Firearms Training. So let's talk about really what's going on. There's a couple of things that happened in the news. I want to really just kind of dig deep on the seriousness of this matter and the reason for this show. You know, yes, you do charge $150 for firearms and self-defense training, which is, in my opinion, the best $150 you'll ever spend. But people don't want to spend the money for one, or they want to just go down and kind of figure their way through learning firearms. And that's where you really run into trouble because you don't know the laws, you don't know what to do. It's kind of like, you know, I'm going to go teach myself how to drive and screw having a driver's license. I'm just going to teach myself how to drive. Well,
it's a very good analogy.
Yeah, or even a motorcycle. I see it all the time. Well, I've been driving a car forever. I don't need to take the motorcycle training class. And then guess what? You're dead in 6 weeks.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like driving a car.
Well, when you look at it, things have a cost. Yeah, Sheepdog Defensive Training has a cost, just like you have a cost, and
Correct.
things that help you in life are going to have that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you kind of got to look at it like, well, is it worth going out there and risking the fact
It's
that I'll be dead?
$150, guys. And I can tell you right now, if you shoot somebody or even pull your gun out in a place that you're not supposed to, you're looking at probably, you know, $50,000 to $100,000 in legal costs, probably a couple of years in prison, and
If you're lucky.
yeah, and you're going to be on the no-fly list,
Yeah, for
or
sure.
you can spend the $150 and learn something. So let's really dig deep on. I think the message today is going to be. Educating our children on the safety of firearms and other like projectile shooting devices, and with that, some of the reasons for the importance of this.
Right. So growing up at my house, a firearm was like, you know, a steak knife. They're something that's a tool for something, whether that be, you know, going hunting and getting your family food, whether that be, you know, you're shooting at a range, or, you know, in that ultimate moment that you're protecting your family from an intruder that wants to do you or them harm, right? You or your family harm. So when you introduce a firearm into a child's life early on and say, hey, look, this is a gun, this is what it does. I really don't want you touching this at all unless I'm present. If you would like to touch the gun or handle it with me present, I'm more than happy to show you the safe way to do that. So my girls from a very early age, 4 or 5 years old, would ask to handle firearms, would ask to look at them, and, ask what they're for. You know, they started, graduating through some of those things later on. My oldest daughter is a trap shooter. Trap season starting really soon here. So she shoots shotgun. She's very good at it. She's also a certified NRA junior coach. She knows the safe way to handle a firearm. Both girls shoot pistols. Both girls shoot rifles. Both girls are involved in archery. These are never things to them where they're created to hurt anyone.
They're not used as weapons.
We never use the word weapon in our house.
Correct. I mean, they essentially, a weapon is anything. I mean, these sunglasses here, I can make these into a weapon. I can jab this thing right into his eye, and guess what? Now a pair of sunglasses is a weapon.
Right.
The point
Absolutely.
being is that, you know, it's sporting equipment. That's why they have sporting goods stores, not weapon stores.
Right. We like to say in our classes that bad guys carry weapons, good guys carry firearms, or they carry defensive tools.
Yeah.
Anything can, as you said, anything can be used as a weapon against
Well, I
anyone.
mean, let's talk about this. What about a guy with a tool belt? He's got a hammer on it, a screwdriver on it, a pair of pliers. He's got a nail gun, the whole bit. And you got another guy that's doing exactly the same thing. One guy is in a bit of rage and wants to go and tear somebody a new one, and the other one just wants to hang a picture.
Yep, absolutely. anything. It's getting in there because what causes our problems, what causes, I think, some of these kids that, the accidental shootings and things like that, is we're making this unknown, or we're making it a bad thing. I know you haven't had kids. I've had kids for one's almost 18 years old. What do kids do when you say, don't touch this, it's bad, I don't want you near it?
No, they're going to do it.
They go touch it and they get near it, right? If I say, hey, you know what? Here's a gun. This isn't bad. You want to look at it? You want to, you want me to explain to you what it does and how? You want to go through those things? Well, yeah. Well, then all of a sudden it's not unknown, so now it's not this thing that I have to go discover and find out myself and experiment with.
Correct.
So when we go out there and we say, hey, here's what it is, for most kids, that might just create oh well, Dad's got a gun. No big deal anymore. Or to the extreme with my daughters, it's created a love of firearms.
Okay,
a love
we
of
were
firearms
told never
sports.
to touch Dad's motorcycle. Well, what do you think happened? My brother went and touched Dad's motorcycle, and what do you think happened? He dropped the motorcycle. Instead, had we been taught to touch the motorcycle, I'd probably be racing motorcycles today, right?
Right.
Well,
So if you look at my girls and what they're doing now, it's created a lifelong love of sports with firearms. They enjoy it.
Correct.
We were out for 3 hours yesterday just shooting their.
You're
shooting
out every
their
day
guns.
shooting hush.
Well, they were with me yesterday. That was the difference because they're not in
Every
school.
time I
this
call
week.
him, he's in class doing something.
Yep.
All right, so I want to touch on a couple of different things here, and it's really it tugs at my heart. You know, when I took the firearms training with Lamar the first time, everything that was running through my head was everything that my dad taught me as a child. And I'm not saying that he taught me wrong. My dad was a dog shit father. Let's just put it that way. He was a terrible father. But he was right in a couple of things. He was right when people accidentally shoot firearms and kill their loved ones, their spouses. People accidentally shoot themselves in the foot. People accidentally shoot their friends or their wives or their spouses. It can happen with toys.
I know where this one's coming from.
No, you don't.
Yep.
You do, but you don't.
No.
My father told me as a child that, well, he told me as a child, but he told me as an adult as well, that I shouldn't take firearms training because I don't know anything about firearms, that he was professionally trained in the military to use them. Therefore, he knows, but I was never taught. They were always shunned in our house. They were always frowned upon in our house. My father does not own firearms. Neither did his parents. My uncle, one of them shot the other one on accident in the stomach. You know, it was always a taboo in our house. And it doesn't have to be if you are working with the right people and respect the instrument and learn what the instrument does and how to properly handle the instrument. And I think the most important part is doing this from an early age. There was a situation this last few days. I got shot in the eye with a toy gun. I'm going to leave all of the details of who did it and all of that out because my wife said that she would murder me if I said it on the show. So what happened was one of the kids got a toy gun for his birthday. Of course, the kid's waving it in the air.
Yep.
The parents start playing with the gun. The gun goes off, and the projectile hits me in the eye from about 3 or 4 feet away. It could have been game over for my eyesight. Literally.
Absolutely.
I was pissed. Luckily, I'm okay, but it could have been an airsoft gun. It could have been a pellet gun. It could have been a BB gun. It could have been a real gun. The point is the first thing that you teach, the first thing he teaches in this class is to always assume a firearm is loaded. Always make sure that there is no bullet in the chamber, that there's no bullets in the magazine. Make sure the gun is unloaded and safe. And always point the gun at the floor away from people. And the first thing that people did was take it and wave it around, and everyone was having a good time and having fun, and somebody gets hurt. And as they used to say when we were kids, it's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye.
Right. Absolutely. So you're right. No, I'll abridge a little bit of what you said. We always point the gun in a safe direction.
Well, of course.
So I just correct that just because if let's say you're walking around your house and you got a bunch of kids sleeping on the ground. Maybe the ground might not be the best place, right?
Yes, correct.
It's just being aware. And if you recall in class, the gun that we were treating as loaded is a plastic toy gun that has no way of being loaded.
And keep your hand off of the freaking trigger.
So, and I tell a story in class. So I have one of these salt rifles that you can kill your flies and stuff with when they come in. And my wife will give me a hard time. She's like, I'll walk around, finger off the trigger, the gun's pointed in a safe direction. She's like, well, you know, it's only salt. And I'm like,
still a gun.
But what it speaks to is what you're saying is starting at an early age, because I was started at an early age with my father, who put guns in my hand.
As soon as you change habit,
it's such habit now.
As soon as you change habit, it's game over. It's the same thing taking motorcycle class.